Hi, welcome back to the 3D Printing Canada YouTube channel. I'm Matthew, and this is the P1S combo kit, which comes with the AMS unit. So here we unboxed the printer. It was nothing eventful, no interesting packaging or anything, so we just unboxed it. But here's everything you get in the box. You get 3 rolls of material. We got support material for PLA, looks like orange PLA and green PLA, about 200 grams each. And then you get the printer itself. So it looks like there's some plastic wrap that's taped on and a quick start guide taped to the front. So I'll look through that in a minute. Right now, I will just peel off all this tape and then we can get it started. All right, so we have the printer here. Took all the tape off the sides and I read through the instruction manual really quick. And now we're ready to get going. So I'll take the top panel off here and remove that plastic later. For the time being, we can remove this foam that comes inside the printer, and then we will take out this accessory box that comes with it. It has your screen, spool holder, extra hot ends, some tools. We'll unbox that in a minute though. So I did not read the manual, and I did not know that there were 2 screws here. I'm just opening up the kit here to get at some of the parts, but I'll show what's in here as I go. So we have the screen here. We have the cable for the AMS unit. Looks like a spool holder if you have a single spool unit. This is probably the extra hot end. Yep, that's exactly what it is. And then we have some AMS stuff, reading material, some Allen keys, which we'll use here, and then some extra parts for the hot end. So I'm going to grab this Allen key and we can unscrew these 2 screws here that hold the AMS into place. And now that that's removed, this AMS should just pop right out. Look at that. It's almost like if you do what the instructions say, the printer works. All right, so the next step is we're going to take out this AMS holding unit here. So you'll see there'll be 4 screw points marked. So we're just going to use the exact same Allen wrench which came in your kit. And we will unscrew this. So I have all the screws removed now, so we can just pull this piece right out and remove it from the printer. We'll set that to the side, we shouldn't need it for anything else. And then the final step we have to do is in each of the 3 corners, there is a screw. So we will just remove those 3 screws and then remove the rest of the foam inside the printer. So now we are going to install the screen, which is included in the box of extras. So we will peel back the tape covering this cable here. That can be removed. And then there will be a little plug right in the back of the screen, and that we can just plug right into there. It can only go in one way, so you should hear it click in and it should be good. And then we will slot the screen in. Let's move the cable. Slot the screen in using these 4 holes, and then you want to move it to the left-hand side in order to lock it into place. So I got it slotted in, and then I can push it to the left in order to lock it in. And then we will peel the sticker off. So last step is we are going to peel this sticker off where the micro SD card slot is. So we will peel that off. And then now we can power up the printer in order to remove the couple of foam pieces in the bottom here and start the setup. So now I have plugged in the printer using the power switch on the back, and I will turn it on. And the fan starts spinning up. can see the screen lights on and it says, "Before use, please make sure that you have read the user manual carefully." Before use, please make sure that you have removed the screw fixed to the hotbed, which we did already. So we are good to go. I can click next, and we will select our region, which we are in North America, and I'll agree to the terms and conditions. That's fine. We request your help to improve everyone's printing. I'm just going to skip that. And we will run the self-test. So it said, finally, let's run the self-test routine to check the status of your printer. So I will start that. And while that's there, I'm just going to remove these two foam pieces from the bottom. So now that the self-test is complete, we will click finish. And we can take a look at the functions of the screen. And as soon as you turn the printer on, you'll be met with this display here, just kind of a home menu ready to go. So you can see we have our nozzle temperature there, our bed temperature is right there. Looks like the speed is right there. And you can see it's ready to print, or it would say, you know, print in progress, so such and such is done. We have Wi-Fi connection up here, and then pause and stop over here if you're doing a print. Then if we go down one menu, we're met with our kind of print settings menu. So we have, once again, our nozzle temperature, our bed temperature. Yeah, so this is the printing speed. So you have silent, standard, sport, and ludicrous. So it goes from slowest to fastest. Of course, ludicrous speed being a reference to Spaceballs. Then we have feeding menu right below it. So you can put in new filament, take out old filament. So you load, unload, retry if you need to go back again. Also, I'll go over the functionality of the buttons here real quick. You have just your up, down, left, right buttons. OK button is enter. You have pause here in case you need to pause the print, and this is the back button here. So if I go into the feeding menu and I don't want to do anything, I just click the back button and it'll exit out. If we go down again, we have our fan settings. So there's all your part fan, your auxiliary fan, chamber fan, all that fun stuff. So you can turn those on whatever speed you want. The light that's in the enclosure, so we have that on, and that'll turn the light on or off. And then there's all the AMS settings there. And then to the right over here, we have our extruder. So you can feed new filament in, extrude old filament out just manually. We have the Z movement, so you can home the Z and then move it up and down. We have the firmware version, accessories, so that's what nozzle you have, you can select. So currently we have a stainless steel 0.4. You can choose, you know, hardened steel, brass, any of that type of stuff, just so the printer knows what it has. It can warn you if you're going to print something you shouldn't be printing. We have the calibration here. So I won't do the calibration now, but you could redo it there if you want. So if you moved it to a new table, let's say, or you moved it from a table to the ground or something, you'd want to make sure you redo that calibration again. We have the auto sleep here. So that's just for the screen, how fast it'll go, and the printer will go to sleep. We have the language, and then just a full factory reset of the printer. So if you needed to just reset everything, it wasn't working properly, that's where you'd go to do that. And then the last menu is our files. So these are all of our files that are on the machine here. So you can, you know, reprint any of them, anything you need, and it'll store those locally. So those are the basic functionality of the screen. Now we're just going to touch on a couple things with this AMS really quick. All right, so now that we know all the screen functionality, we are going to attach the AMS to the unit. If you did not get the combo kit, you don't worry about having to install the AMS kit. This is only for the AMS combo. So I flipped the printer around to the back, turned it off, unplugged it, and now we can proceed. So we have the AMS here. I will open it up. Comes with bunch of Bowden tubes. I'll set those to the side for now. So there is a little sticker here. It says, remove the plastic bag of desiccant before use. So I'm just going to take this off. We can pop this little drawer here open and then remove this desiccant packet. And we'll want to do that on each side and just close it right back up. Remove that sticker. And we'll do the exact same thing. And then after that, we are going to lift the AMS up and we can just set it right on top of the printer like this. And then we can remove this tape and plug this Bowden tube into the material port right here. So now we're going to plug the cable in. So you can see it says this end connects to the 3D printer, this side up. So place it this way and we can connect it into the port right under where the spool holder would be. So we will just plug that right in. And then the other end, it'll be a little difficult to see, but it goes underneath of the part here. Let me just see. And it will plug right in like that. And then it comes with a 6-pin connector. The sides aren't labeled. You'll want to plug from right over here. Plug the one end in. And then we're going to plug the other end into the top of the AMS right here. Just like that. And then if you had another AMS unit, you could chain them up using that. All right, so really quick, I just want to go over how to clear a jam out of the AMS if that happens, because it is a bit of a pain in the rear. So if I can show you the easiest way to do it, it's going to save you a lot of trouble in the long run. That mumbled my words there. So first thing you want to do is take the AMS off of the printer. So I've done that already. Step 1, success. Next thing I'm going to do is just undo the 2 latches on the front that hold it into place. And then I am going to take out all the filaments we had. You can, take them all out before, unload them all, and I will just set them to the side. You're going to want to make sure you unplug it from the back of the machine as well. So I have both sides removed here. Take the cable off. So you can see here we have all the filament removed. The next thing we're going to want to do is remove the Bowden tube at the back. You're going to want to push down and then pull the tube out while you're pushing down. So you'll put both your fingers in and then you can pull the tube out. And then we have one screw here and one screw here. We're going to want to undo both of those. All right, so unscrew these screws one at a time because you want to make sure that you don't lose these. So unscrew one. And then what I usually do is I'll cup my hand over it and then just kind of flip it over real quick and catch the screw. Try not to do that. Ideally, you want to catch the screw in your hand so that you don't lose it. And then we can set that to the side. Try your best not to lose those 2 screws because that's what holds this entire thing in place here. So I've removed both of these. So now we can push this forward and up. You want to be careful because this little plastic clip that we push the Bowden tube out of is spring-loaded, so it can and will fly if it gets knocked out of place. So what I usually do is I just kind of, because this is all plastic, it's pretty bendable, so I just kind of push on both of these and then slowly pull it out until it's there. Now, then you want to sit it up on its side like this. It will just sit there. And you'll have 2 cables, one here and another one there. It's a 2-pin and a 5-pin cable, so you can't, mix them up. There'll be 2 different cables. And you'll just want to pull straight up on both of the cables to pull them out. So now we have the entire AMS unit outside of the enclosure. So you'll want to note which of the feeders you're having an issue with. I think I was having an issue with number 2 here. So we'll make note. Oh no, it was this one here. So you can see in the Bowden tube, there's filament that's broken off. Actually, I'll just note this now. Really important before you put, to help eliminate this, before putting filament into the AMS unit, give it a bend back and forth. Make sure that it doesn't snap. So I'll usually bend a little bit of it like this. So you see this one's nice and malleable, it's not snapping. If you bent it and it snaps, don't put it inside the AMS. Dry it out for a bit, see if there's something you can do with it, fix it up. But you don't want to put it inside the AMS when it's snapping, if you're having any issues with it, because it will cause jams. And it's a pain to get out. So good to note that. So I have artificially created this just to show you, but it happens. So there's not very good documentation for how to do this, so that's why I'm showing you here. So the way you're going to want to do this, the easiest way is find the tube that has your issue in it, and then there'll be this little, let me tuck these aside, this little black clip at the back. You're going to want to push that clip in and then pull back on the Bowden tube to release it. Once that Bowden tube has been released, you're going to want to grab another spool of filament. I'm going to take this pink because it's really nice and full. And you're going to take off a good quantity of this filament. You can keep it on the roll. Just make sure not to tangle anything or let it loose. And we're just going to want to grab a good amount of this material here. And I'm just going to flip this up on its side. Then what we're going to want to do is feed this filament back through the Bowden tube, just to push everything that was stuck in there out. So I'm going to feed it in, and you can see it starts to push all the old stuff out. So we'll see, as I push it in, you'll see it start to come out at the top of there. There we go. So you can see all the broken filament coming out of there. Oh, and there it goes. So keep pushing until your new color filament comes out. As you can see, we have the pink out there now. And now we can pull that all back through, rewind our filament onto the spool. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the prints that we did. So, of course, because we have the AMS unit, we decided the first thing that we wanted to print was a nice solid red benchy. So we printed a solid red benchy. It looks great. The print looks good. The layer lines are well, like are nice and even. I don't see much under extrusion. Little bit of over extrusion maybe in some places. I think they might have overcompensated a touch. I can't read the text at all in the back, but whatever. You're not going to read that on the best printers. But yeah, I'd say overall, good benchy and fast benchy. So there's your benchy. Seriously, we had the AMS. So the next thing we decided to print was this one here. This was an easier print to do just because they were all individual pieces. You can still see it. It spins fine. And you can see all the different colors that we put in there. So yeah, it was a great print. It came out awesome. And it's good as well because it spins perfectly right off the build plate. So the next thing that we decided to print was this colored lithophane here. So we loaded yellow, cyan, magenta, and white into here, into the AMS, and then printed this lithophane here, full color. We'll throw it up to the light and get some B-roll for you, but you can see from the back the color is a little better, and then it shows through the front. And this turned out great. Like you'll see in the B-roll, I'm sure, that it looks like a full color image. It's very cool indeed. And then the last part that we decided to print was just this little bird here. It's not too bad. This is a more tricky part to print just because all the colors are incorporated. Very nice smooth lines, good print layers. Our settings for this filament needs a little more tuning. As you can see, there's some color bleed into some of the materials, but you know, that's something that you can do with a little bit of tuning. Overall, the print looks really good, but there is one huge issue with this part, which I would like to show you. That's the waste. So this part here, this is all the waste it produced while we made this part. So here's your purge block with all your material, and then here's all the little poops that it has to do for every one of these. So I weighed it out, and the amount of purge material that we have here is, you know, roughly 2 times the amount of 2 times the weight of this part. So it was, I think it was about 1.7 times the amount of the part. So it's definitely something to keep in mind that, you know, this is very cool, don't get me wrong, but it does produce a lot of waste. There are ways to reduce the amount of waste, the best being printing multiple parts, because it'll have the same amount of purge per. So if you print 2 of the parts, boom, you've cut your waste in half, essentially. But there is certainly something to keep in mind that there is, you know, a lot of waste associated with this form of printing. And I think it's something good to keep in mind. So that's the Bambu Labs P1S combo kit. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have anything you want to ask us, you know, there's always the comment section. You can give us an email, phone call, anything you need. Yeah, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Come stop at 3D Printing Canada for all your 3D printing needs. And I am going to go make myself a delicious spaghetti dinner.